The former director of marketing and operations at Firewalk Studios for their Concord game has joined Halo Studios as a senior product marketing manager. Roll this up over at fandompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. So Pamela Piscitello, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but she was the director of marketing and operations for Firewalk Studios and its Concord game. She announced she has officially joined Halo Studios as a senior product marketing manager. She wrote this on LinkedIn 2 weeks ago, last month in January. She says, "I'm happy to share that I'm starting a new position as senior product marketing manager working on Halo at Xbox. First order of business, more cat helmets." So this is a huge red sign, or a huge red flag, excuse me, I think, and a lot of other people are seeing that as well, not just because she wants cat helmets, which I think is unserious and kind of just isn't what the Halo brand needs. I think they need to embrace seriousness. I think that's what a lot of these companies have done. They've embraced things that are just completely unserious. They turn their franchises into a joke, and players leave. And they don't leave all of a sudden, but they leave gradually over time. And I think we've kind of seen that with Halo. But a lot of other players find this to be objectionable, specifically because she was working on Concord, and that game was a massive, massive disaster. So bad that Firewalk Studios shut it down 2 weeks after release, less than 2 weeks after release. And then Sony shut down the entire studio a month and a half later. And people were responding to Mark Kern's sharing of this information, and they wrote lots of things where they were indicating that this is likely the end of Halo. We've got this guy, Azriel Bjornsson. He says, "Bye-bye Halo Studios," shared a meme saying, "We'll put DEI and woke crap in this game because we know better, and then blame our customers when the layoffs start." That's pretty much what Microsoft does, so would not expect that to change. Wade Waylaid wrote this: "Where there is a franchise left to kill, they will find it, because leeching off established franchises is the only way they could ever possibly get the success they are wanting so badly. Although they don't care if it kills the franchise or not, since they only want representation and nothing else. And if in getting that representation it kills the studio, then as far as they are concerned, that is a sacrifice they are more than willing to take or make." We've got Freeman Phil writing, "The worst part of modern society is the complete and utter lack of accountability and responsibility. As long as someone parrots the correct politics, they can do no wrong in the eyes of their comrades." Irata wrote, "This is how the woke rot spreads. These people are all networked. As soon as one gets into a big studio position with any authority, they start bringing in their buddies. Then they start getting rid of the actual talented veteran devs that don't subscribe to their ideology. They're like a cancerous tumor growing ever bigger and consuming ever more money and time and energy until the host studio dies." So this is just one of many red flags that we've already seen coming from Halo over the past year. One of the biggest ones was the fact that the company revealed that its chief of staff is Melissa Boone back in October during a video announcing it was rebranding itself to Halo Studios from 343. As noted on Microsoft's website, Boone manages research across several Xbox franchises and experiences, including Ninja Theory, Compulsion Games, Double Fine Studios, and Xbox Store. She also leads research in diversity, inclusion, and accessibility across Xbox's games and experiences, with a focus on making Xbox a place where everyone has fun. Not going to get into all the stuff that Microsoft is all up to. We know that they are all about promoting the DEI. You can just look at all of their subsidiaries. I've talked about Activision Blizzard extensively in a number of videos where they are guns a-blazing, pushing a DEI, and that is obviously a directive that is coming down from Xbox, from Microsoft. In fact, Activision Blizzard is one of the companies that says it's going to defy President Donald Trump's executive orders on DEI. So I would expect that would also apply to Halo Studios and other Xbox and Microsoft subsidiaries. But even before the rebrand, the company had also committed itself to the LGBTQ plus agenda, which that is a woke agenda. LGBTQ plus should not be tolerated, especially when it is in the form of propaganda in video games, which that is what it is here with Halo. They posted this at the beginning of June just last year. They says, "Happy Pride Month. Embrace love, diversity, and inclusion by equipping the Unity 24 armor coating nameplate and emblem in Halo Infinite this June. Let's stand together in honoring our LGBTQIA plus community and forging a future of unity and acceptance for all. We should not be accepting sin whatsoever." In fact, one of the works of mercy is admonishing the sinner. So they also would promote so-called fan art, which in reality is just propaganda, promoting the LGBTQ plus agenda in a post later in June. You can see it right here. It's that time again to round up a selection of the latest and greatest community creations. What is the featured image? It is clearly propaganda pushing the LGBTQ plus agenda. Just look at that ugly, disgusting, vile flag that the Master Chief is holding. So, lots of red flags over there at Halo. Does not look like they are changing any of that stuff. Have not seen any kind of backtracking on any of that. As far as Piscitello, she has been working in marketing in the video game industry since at least 2010, according to Moby Games, where she worked on a game called Section 8. She previously worked at Xbox and Microsoft, Halo Studios' parent company. Other games she's marketed include The Amazing Spider-Man, which came out in 2012, Deadpool, Transformers Rise of the Dark Spark, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Destiny 2, obviously that's at Sony, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and Call of Duty Warzone in 2019 and 2020. So obviously she has worked at Microsoft, Xbox, and its various subsidiaries in the recent past, obviously before she was with Firewalk and working on Concord. So I don't know how involved she was with all of the disasters of Concord. Obviously, she was charged with marketing it. The fact that she wants more cat helmets is clearly a terrible sign for Halo. And I would not be surprised if she was suggesting some of the absolutely disgusting, hideous art designs, character designs over there for Concord. Would not be surprised if she was also part of the team that was pushing all of the LGBTQ plus agenda that they were pushing. We know that they had the pronouns in that game. We know that they were going to be doing all of these vignettes that were clearly going to be pushing it. We know that they hired a so-called transgender person to voice and was also the inspiration for the character design. Hard not to imagine that Piscitello was not involved in any of those decisions. And my guess is that she was probably in favor of those decisions rather than someone who's like, nah, we probably shouldn't do that. It's not going to go well. My guess is that this person, Piscitello here, is probably an ideologue and is probably promoting this stuff. I think this is a cat box, and like promoting the cat helmets indicates that to me. Now, obviously, we don't have any direct confirmation of that, or at least I haven't seen that right now. But I don't know. When you start promoting stuff like this, you usually see the other stuff accompanying it. That's at least been my experience. So that is kind of the assumption that I'm going on. Looks like a lot of other people are assuming that as well, given the fact that she even worked for Firewalk Studios and Concord. But let me know what you guys make of Pamela Piscitello here, leaving Firewalk Studios after that game was absolutely shut down, was a complete bomb, a total failure, and is now being rewarded with a job over at Xbox and Halo Studios. Let me know in the comments below.